Hey guys, how's it going? This is Obi here, your coach from Lionstrong Fitness Global, guys. And I do want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this YouTube video. It means a lot to me, considering that I've been getting a lot of people asking me questions. I make videos here. I post a lot of short clips on YouTube as well as on TikTok, and I'll put up questions. People get my programs and I'm thankful for it. So guys, I'm just going to continue to keep the ball rolling, keep the momentum moving forward, and just keep bringing this value, guys. So with that said, guys, we're going to get into today's video. And today's video is me explaining to you in detail why high volume training works. And not just that, but why it's the best way, the most ideal way to go about training, especially if you really want to get results, okay? So we're going to talk about it. So guys, as you guys know, I do produce a series of products that I put out, which are my fusion training programs. If you're interested, there's a link in my description of my channel in which you can go to my website, which is lionstrongfitness.net, and to check that out, as well as the elite performance coaching that I do. And I'm humbled to have all these people who reach out to me, wanting to work with me. So I'm thankful for that as well. And guys, when it comes to training, okay, first of all, what is volume? Let's talk about that. What is volume? Volume isn't just doing a bunch of reps. It isn't just lifting a bunch of weights. It's the total poundages of work that you're doing in a workout. So for example, let's just say I'm doing a shoulder press, okay? And I'm going to use my water bottle here as an example. It's a dumbbell. I'm doing a shoulder press. And let's just say one person is doing, let's just say 5 sets of 60 seconds of shoulder press, okay? Now, if you do a shoulder press for 60 seconds, that's a lot of reps, okay? You can easily get 30 plus reps in 60 seconds, especially if you're going at a rapid tempo, okay? That's a good amount of volume. Now, here's the difference. If you take another person who did that same exercise, but doubled the weight, okay? So instead of doing 20 pounds, they're doing 40 pounds for a minute. The person who did the more weight for just as many reps did more volume is because if you think about it and you calculate it, if you're doing 40-pound dumbbells, every time you do a rep, you're multiplying that number by the amount of reps you're doing. So I don't know the math in my head, but if you're doing okay, so you do one rep, 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, like the poundages keep on increasing. And then you multiply that by sets, right? Then now you can see how the volume or I guess overall workload is increasing. Now, in my training systems, what I always promote the use of drop sets, supersets, pyramid sets, triple drop sets, giant sets. The purpose of that is because personally, guys, I like to extend the duration of a training set. I'm not a fan of counting my reps. If you ask me how many reps we're doing, I don't know, because we go for time, okay? And when you go for time, that's the best way that you can guarantee that you're going to do a lot of volume, okay? It's because you're more concerned about getting as much as you can in a particular time limit. So with that said, now your mindset is fixated on effort now. Okay? So when you're pushing yourself and you're trying to get a lot of effort in, you're going to find yourself going above and beyond, and that's what you want. Okay? So let's just say like you do 3 sets, and every set you're increasing the weight despite that fatigue's setting in. So let's just say you're on your 3rd set and you got to do another 2 minutes of max repetitions. And if you're in my programs, or those who subscribe to my coaching, I always have people go up in weight every set. And you're probably asking, well, why go up in weight every set if I'm tired? That's the point. It's because you're trying to continue to cause that additional trauma to the body, right? And all those heavy poundages are actually factoring in to the duration of the set. So if I work up to, let's say like a 60-pound shoulder press, and I can only get 3 reps because I'm so smoked, Okay, I'm gonna go down to 50, get probably like 6 reps, go down to 45, get 5 reps, go down to 40. So even though I'm not getting as many reps, my body is still having to work hard because each weight that I'm dropping feels like the previous weight I just lifted. Okay, on top of that, when you do that and you combine the time, you can see how this stuff turns to add up. That's why I'm such a big fan of drop setting. Okay, I look like this. You pyramid, right? You see, like I have a pyramid, right? When you do your pyramid set, you're going to the top, and then you're going to get to a point where you can't do any more reps. That's when you have to start coming down the other side of the pyramid, or in other words, the drop set. Okay. And again, why is this all important? Is because when you do all this stuff, when you're creating all these disturbances in the body, and you're doing all this crazy stuff, right? It sounds hard, but you definitely get used to it. The workouts don't take as long. In fact, the workouts only take less than 30 minutes. And I know that for a fact, guys, because if you're training what you're supposed to train, the moment you start, you're going to start to feel that burn. And as the time goes on, you start to really see, okay, there's no way I can do this past 30 minutes. It's because I've broken it down to a science where when you do what you're supposed to do, it doesn't take that long. Okay, I mean, anybody can agree with this. Anybody who's played sports their whole life, I mean, the workouts that we used to do didn't take long, whether it be sprints after practice, whether we're in the weight room and we're doing our sets, there's usually someone going and someone to follow. That's usually how it goes. So I'm just basically taking a lot of the stuff that I've done and stuff that I've employed, and a lot of you guys who were athletes have done, and I'm just bringing it back to the surface because it worked, guys. I mean, hell, I'm pretty sure you could relate that you're in your best condition, your best shape, your metabolism was just out of control, and you felt the best, and that's because you were training. And that's why I'm such a big fan of training always being number one, no matter what. Of course, having a proper diet. Okay, now what I mean by proper diet, meaning you're eating enough. Okay, not so much what you're eating, even though that's important, it's getting enough. Because when you're training this way, guys, there's no such thing as enough food. Your body's going to be burning, and that's a good problem to have. And that's the goal, okay, with my training systems. Why my goal is to turn you into a machine to where the diet and the sleep is easy. Hell, when you're training like this, guys, all you want to do is put good food in your body, because naturally, okay, again, we're going to talk about why, I'm still talking about why high volume is important. When you train with high volume, what naturally happens is your body wants to eat all the time because it needs the fuel, okay? But oftentimes people will say, oh, well, aren't you supposed to eat less if you want to lose weight? Aha, because you're training this way, your body's building what? Muscle, and muscle needs fuel, okay? You've literally become you started at a V6, you turn into a V8, now your body's a V12. And V12s not just need high performance fuel, it needs maintenance, it needs care, okay? That's what's happening. So that's why I believe that high volume training is so good, because not only does it stimulate the body, it stimulates the body to want to build more muscle, which affects the metabolism, but because the metabolism is now faster, now the body wants food. And people wonder why athletes can eat whatever they want. It's because they're training in a certain capacity. Okay, it's not because they're training forever. It's just they're just doing high ROI movements, which yield a return, a big return. And because of that, they have the problem that you want to have. The problem isn't getting into shape. Their problem is fatigue management and fueling the workload. That's the hard part. I'd rather be the person where I have to eat enough to keep what I got versus worrying about putting on body fat. And guys, and that's what I always promote in my Lionstrong Fusion Training Program. That's why if you haven't got it yet, you need to get it, guys. You're missing out, I'm telling you. Once you have the right system and you're trained the right way, you can be that athlete and eat what you like. But of course, the training is the caveat to doing that. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that video, that breakdown. I'm a big proponent of high volume training. I don't care what anybody says. Nowadays, they have all these studies saying that you shouldn't do it, you don't have to do it. Guys, don't listen to that stuff. Okay, you're coming from somebody who's been training for 21 years, and that's all I do to this day. Okay? And you have to ask yourself, why would somebody try to present something to you to get you to not work as hard? You know why? Because they're trying to sell you something. Now, mind you, I provide a service too, but I provide that service as a solution. But I'm still going to give you guys the truth. I'm still going to give you guys valuable information because, again, I take pride in giving you guys stuff that you can apply the moment you turn off this damn video. Okay? So keep that in mind, guys. Okay? I'm going to sign out here, guys. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, you can be sure to email me. My email is lionstrongceo@gmail.com. Check out my amazing website, Lionstrong Fitness Global, where I service people on a worldwide stage. No matter if you're in Africa, you're in Europe, you're in South America, you're here in the States. If you want to get right with some amazing training and amazing training programs, that's where you need to go to get them. Okay, don't sleep on them. Okay, this stuff is amazing. Okay, and guys, if you would do me a solid, like the video, share it for anyone that would take advantage of listening to this. And I will see you guys on the next video. Also, guys, like I mentioned, I do make a lot of videos like this on my TikTok page, and the handle is all the same everywhere. If you just look up Lionstrong Fitness Global, okay, that's my company name, and you will come across my page everywhere. Okay, all right, guys, your coach OBO here. We're signing out. Have a great day.